Are you seeking a spark of motivation that doesn't fade, but stays with you for a lifetime? In the vast ocean of philosophies and self-help tips that promise quick solutions, finding genuine, lasting inspiration can feel almost impossible. But what if true motivation doesn't lie in the latest trends, but in a timeless philosophy? As we explore Stoicism, you'll encounter the wisdom of great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. This isn't just a simple study. It's an invitation to shift your mindset, arm yourself with practical tools for resilience, and foster an outlook that leads to lasting fulfillment and peace. You'll notice that some Stoic principles are revisited frequently throughout this journey. That's intentional because repetition is key to turning these principles from abstract ideas into habits that shape your daily life. Just like a pearl forms over time, the consistent application of Stoic wisdom helps these lessons take root in your mind, making them second nature. This approach is vital for real, lasting change. It ensures these principles become instinctive responses to life's challenges. Whether you're going through tough times, seeking a deeper sense of purpose, or simply wanting a more grounded life, Stoicism provides a strong foundation. Through repetition and deep insight into Stoic teachings, you'll learn to harness your inner strength, remain calm amid chaos, and embrace the beauty of life. Get ready for a journey that won't just give you a temporary boost, but will ignite a lasting flame of inspiration within. By adopting Stoicism, you're setting the stage for profound and enduring change in how you see the world and interact with it. Now think about this. What if every failure you encounter is actually an opportunity for major growth? It might sound surprising, but it's true. Forget everything you think you know about failure. What comes next will challenge those assumptions. You'll learn how to turn every no into a victory. And that's just the beginning. I'll show you how to tune out distractions, focus on what truly matters, and attract more success and happiness faster than you thought possible. Not convinced yet? Prepare for a shift that will change how you approach challenges. Imagine seeing every obstacle as a chance to start fresh, an opportunity to create something beautiful. We often see setbacks as failures, but what if they were actually pathways to growth? Why not view each challenge as an opportunity to demonstrate strength, creativity, and perseverance? Every problem becomes a chance for personal triumph. Every rejection is an opportunity to improve, adding new colors of resilience and progress to your life's canvas. How does this work in reality? When life says no, it's like being handed a blank canvas. We pick up the brush, filled not with paint, but with persistence, creativity, and determination. Each brushstroke represents our growth, turning adversity into triumph. This isn't about taking the easy route. It's about transforming obstacles into lessons and every mistake into a step toward success. We rediscover ourselves, learn to appreciate our successes, and recognize that challenges are essential parts of our growth. Ever felt overwhelmed by noise and distractions? Finding your inner voice amidst the chaos of opinions can be tough. Sometimes we need to pause, not as a sign of defeat, but as an act of courage. Cutting out toxic influences is not about avoiding problems, but about finding yourself again and creating a sacred space for reflection. Think of this space as a peaceful garden where you can nurture your thoughts and let them flourish. In this garden, your thoughts grow in silence, watered by self-reflection and respect. It's a space where you reconnect with yourself, celebrate your achievements, and strengthen your resilience. Rejection doesn't define us. When we dedicate ourselves to being a positive force in the world, by helping others or sharing our experiences, we enrich our social bonds. This isn't about ignoring others' opinions, but about focusing on what truly matters. By directing our energy toward personal growth, we free ourselves from the distractions of external validation. Imagine the freedom of not being weighed down by others' opinions. This mindset allows us to move with confidence and determination, staying focused on our goals. The noise around us fades as we prioritize our own journey and personal growth. This perspective brings calmness and inner strength, allowing us to face challenges with clarity and purpose. External validation can't weaken our resolve unless we let it. Our passion and purpose should guide us. When we live this way, something remarkable happens. We start attracting people who align with our vision, who value our contributions, and who offer genuine support. We build meaningful relationships based on respect and shared goals. Silence in a world full of words and noise can be a powerful tool. Choosing silence isn't about avoiding conflict, but about protecting our dignity. By stepping away from chaos, we connect with our truest selves. In silence, we reflect on our values, desires, and goals, without the noise of the outside world clouding our judgment. Silence also fosters self-worth. It's tempting to seek validation when we feel ignored, but choosing silence shows that our value comes from within, not from others' opinions. This isn't about suppressing feelings, but about being thoughtful in our responses. Silence can be a powerful tool for staying true to your values and protecting your inner peace. The constant search for external approval is exhausting, but when we shift our focus inward, we find true freedom. We begin to shine from within, recognizing our own achievements and appreciating every step of our journey. This change in perspective isn't just a step toward mental freedom. It's a personal revolution that leads to lasting happiness. Embracing our own path allows us to let go of the need for others' validation. Our happiness becomes rooted in self-awareness, and this is the key to a more fulfilled life. By focusing on our inner world, we cultivate a garden of happiness and self-respect that grows regardless of what others think. Being kind, yet emotionally detached, is about maintaining balance. It's about spreading warmth without being consumed by others' flames. This approach helps protect your emotional well-being while still offering compassion. It requires strength, self-awareness, and clear boundaries. Maintaining this balance ensures we stay calm and focused, even when facing difficulties. It's not about shutting people out, but about choosing wisely when to share our emotions. Vulnerability is a strength when shared with the right people, and it helps build meaningful connections. Living with this mindset strengthens our resilience. It allows us to face life's storms with confidence, knowing we have the inner strength to persevere. This is not about avoiding challenges, but about recognizing when to embrace them and when to protect our emotional health. Imagine discovering a secret that changes everything you thought you knew about success and self-worth. The philosophy of Stoicism offers just that, a new way of seeing life's challenges. Are you ready for a shift that will awaken your deepest sense of purpose and fulfillment? Stay with us, and you'll learn how small changes in perspective can lead to big rewards and a life full of meaning. Take a moment to reflect on your daily actions. Do they align with your values? When challenges arise, ask yourself, what does this reveal about me? The event itself doesn't define you. Your response does. The next time you seek approval from others, pause and ask if it truly matters. Each challenge is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to your values. By doing this, you not only strengthen yourself, but also inspire those around you. Imagine the impact if we all lived by these values. It's not just about personal growth. It is about uplifting our communities, families, and friends through our example. At what stage in life do we decide to give up on what we truly want and settle for less than we deserve? Many of us compromise in relationships, at work, or even in how we care for ourselves. This can stem from fear, uncertainty, or simply not knowing our worth. We often get caught up in the idea that we have limitless potential, but this mindset can prevent us from realizing our full destiny. Stoicism teaches us that our true value isn't determined by external circumstances, but by our character and ability to remain true to ourselves, regardless of life's challenges. So why do we frequently forget this and settle for less? Looking back on my own life, I recall moments of insecurity where I allowed things to happen that didn't reflect my true worth. Without direction, I felt like I was adrift in a vast ocean, letting the waves guide me instead of charting my own course. In the end, it was the teachings of Stoicism that helped me reclaim my self-worth. Now the question is, how do we stop accepting less than we deserve? It begins with awareness. We need to recognize when our choices don't align with our values. Ask yourself, does this job, relationship, or situation truly reflect what I value and who I am? Then, summon the courage to say no when something doesn't meet your needs. Walk away from situations that diminish you and stand up for what you rightfully deserve. In a world that often measures success by tangible accomplishments, it's easy to downplay our own victories. How many times have you felt like your achievements weren't significant, or that anyone could have done the same? This mindset diminishes our efforts and hides the true value of our hard work. Stoicism offers a fresh perspective, urging us to appreciate every step of our journey. When we reflect on our achievements through a Stoic lens, we're reminded to honor not just the goal, but the values and effort that got us there. I've had moments in my life where I reached goals that once seemed impossible, but instead of celebrating, I minimized them. I compared them to others' successes, feeling like they weren't worth acknowledging. It was only through quiet reflection that I realized each achievement was a testament to my hard work and values. To start valuing our accomplishments, we need to practice gratitude. Be thankful for each step you take, each problem you solve, and each lesson you learn. Don't focus on what's missing or what others have done. Instead, cherish the uniqueness of your own experiences. Life often requires us to balance taking care of ourselves and helping others. How many times have you prioritized others' needs to the point that you neglected your own? While helping others can seem noble, Stoicism and many other philosophies remind us that if we don't care for ourselves, we can't truly support others. Self-care is more than a luxury. It's a form of self-respect and the foundation for a fulfilling life. Think of a cup of water. If we keep giving it away to quench others' thirst without refilling it, it will eventually run dry. In the same way, we can't expect to have the energy or focus to support those around us if we don't nurture our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Have you ever felt uncomfortable when someone complimented you? Perhaps you brushed it off or avoided it altogether. This reaction often stems from an imbalanced sense of self-worth. Stoicism teaches that downplaying or dismissing compliments not only undermines the giver's kindness, but also diminishes our own value. When someone praises us, they're acknowledging our virtues and efforts. It's important to receive these acknowledgments with humility and gratitude. The next time someone compliments you, pause, take a breath, and say a sincere thank you. We often hesitate when faced with important decisions. Fear and uncertainty can paralyze us. Stoicism can help us navigate these moments by encouraging us to base our decisions on wisdom and reason, while calmly accepting the outcomes. The Stoics remind us that while we can't control the events around us, we can control our responses and decisions. Every choice is an opportunity to practice virtue and stay true to our values. At one point in my life, I had to make a risky career decision, and I was afraid of failing. But Stoic principles guided me to focus on my values instead of my fears. I made a decision aligned with who I was and what I stood for. This led to a path of growth and learning that I wouldn't have experienced if I had let fear guide my actions. So how can we apply this Stoic mindset in our lives? First, ask yourself, what values are driving this choice? Am I letting fear cloud my judgment? Then commit to accepting the outcome of your actions, knowing that if you acted with integrity and wisdom, you didn't make a mistake. You learned something valuable. When used properly, self-criticism can be a powerful tool for growth, but too much of it turns into a weapon that harms our well-being. Constant self-judgment not only undermines our confidence, but also keeps us from the Stoic pursuit of progress, which emphasizes self-compassion and improvement over perfection. Stoicism encourages us to view our actions with understanding and reason. We're asked to acknowledge our flaws, but also to appreciate our efforts and the lessons we learn. Mistakes are opportunities for growth, not indicators of failure. Think about it. How many times have you blamed yourself for not meeting impossible standards? How often has that inner critic prevented you from recognizing your progress? I used to constantly criticize myself, striving for perfection in everything, from work to relationships. But this pursuit didn't bring happiness. Instead, it created anxiety. The Stoic values of self-compassion and acceptance helped me break free. I learned to appreciate growth over perfection and to treat myself with the same kindness I would offer a friend. To start practicing Stoic self-compassion, we must challenge negative thoughts. When that critical voice arises, ask, is this true? Is it fair? And practice gratitude for yourself. Acknowledge your efforts, achievements, and everyday progress. In a world filled with social media and external pressures, it's easy to compare ourselves to others. But Stoicism teaches us to focus inward, to appreciate our unique journey, and to be grateful for our progress. Comparing ourselves to others keeps us stuck in an endless race with no finish line. It distracts us from personal growth and breeds dissatisfaction. When we practice gratitude and commit to our own growth, we begin to free ourselves from the trap of comparison and find true fulfillment in our journey. By following Stoic principles, we can stop measuring our worth by external standards and focus on what really matters: our values, character, and the continuous pursuit of self-improvement. Now it's your turn. Think about an area of your life that you want to grow or improve. Make a promise to yourself to take one small but meaningful step toward that growth today. Remember, investing in yourself is the foundation of all success. As we embrace the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, focusing on our personal growth and appreciating our unique journeys, we learn to let go of the need to compare ourselves to others. This not only brings kindness to ourselves, but it also helps us live richer, more meaningful lives. You've had a glimpse of how Stoicism can transform your life, but this is just the start. As you continue on your path of self-discovery and growth, imagine the incredible possibilities that lie ahead. If this resonates with you, there's so much more to explore and change. Taking care of your own well-being is essential, and staying in a relationship where there's a lack of mutual exchange works against this. Stoicism highlights the importance of inner peace and virtue, guiding us to make choices that align with reason and integrity. Staying in a one-sided situation where your efforts aren't appreciated only creates inner conflict and holds you back from living virtuously. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on what we can control. We can't force others to behave or feel the way we want, but we can control our responses and actions. Recognizing the imbalance in a relationship where neither person gives or receives what they need helps you set boundaries and prioritize your health. Stoicism encourages facing hard truths and taking action that reflects your values, especially in relationships lacking mutual support. Relationships without an exchange of energy or support lack the nurturing needed to grow. When you follow Stoic principles and focus on inner peace and virtuous behavior, you'll recognize when a relationship has lost its way. In these moments, courageously choosing a new path can lead to more fulfilling connections. In line with Stoicism, acknowledging a lack of reciprocity isn't just wise, it's an act of self-respect and care. Manipulative behavior, however subtle, erodes the honesty and authenticity necessary for meaningful relationships. Stoicism guides us to pursue virtue and reason, both of which naturally oppose manipulation. Manipulation not only destroys trust, but also creates an environment of anger, disappointment, and emotional instability. According to Stoicism, the key to a happy life is eudaimonia, or flourishing. Staying in relationships tainted by manipulation works against this goal and harms your well-being. Stoicism reminds us to prioritize our growth and happiness, even if that means stepping away from relationships that involve deceit or manipulation. The Stoic ideals of self-respect and virtue suggest that such relationships, whether with family or close friends, should end. The philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and well-being. Ending a relationship can be painful, but freeing yourself from manipulation opens the door to healthier relationships built on trust and mutual respect, ultimately leading to a more peaceful, Stoic-aligned life. Stoicism also stresses the importance of recognizing how some relationships can drain our emotional energy. Ongoing drama or emotional turmoil can greatly impact your mental health and peace of mind. Stoicism prioritizes inner calm, even during difficult times. If a relationship constantly disrupts this balance, it's time to reassess. Understanding how a relationship affects your emotions is essential to preserving your mental and emotional strength. While strong family ties matter, Stoicism also encourages surrounding yourself with relationships that promote growth and well-being. From a Stoic perspective, ending a draining relationship is a practical decision for self-preservation. Some relationships may no longer serve a positive purpose, and holding on to them can hinder progress toward virtue and happiness. Prioritizing your mental and emotional health aligns with Stoic ideals of self-mastery and resilience in the face of hardship. Stoicism promotes the development of inner strength and the ability to handle tough situations, like ending relationships, with clarity and peace of mind. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional well-being as a key factor in determining whether a relationship is healthy. By putting your inner peace and self-care first, you embody Stoic principles, even when it means making tough choices like ending connections with loved ones. Differences in core values can lead to conflict and prevent a meaningful connection. Stoic teachings place virtue as the highest goal, and relationships that don't support this can challenge your peace of mind. When core values clash, it creates confusion and moral discomfort. Stoicism encourages surrounding yourself with people who share your values, not to shut out differing viewpoints, but to ensure that there's harmony on fundamental beliefs. When two people share similar values, they're more likely to support each other's personal growth and happiness. Recognizing when your values are misaligned allows for self-reflection and informed decision-making, even if it involves family or old friends. Stoicism teaches us to put our health and values first, knowing that relationships built on shared principles foster virtuous, peaceful living. Repeated betrayals break the trust that's essential for any genuine relationship. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our reactions and choices. Constant betrayal brings emotional turmoil and stunts personal growth. Ending a relationship marked by dishonesty is consistent with Stoic principles of self-respect and mental well-being. It's a hard but necessary step toward protecting your peace and pursuing virtue. Stoicism also highlights the importance of living authentically and in harmony with your true self. When a relationship stifles your personal growth, it creates inner conflict. Stoic teachings promote living in accordance with your values and principles, Relationships that limit your growth or compromise your values lead to frustration and anger, standing in the way of peace and virtue. While it's never easy to end a relationship, especially with family or close friends, Stoicism teaches patience and wisdom in these decisions. Reflect carefully, but remember that the philosophy ultimately guides us to live in harmony with nature, which sometimes means letting go of relationships that prevent you from thriving. Stoicism also condemns staying in abusive or harmful relationships. Such situations violate self-respect and honor. According to Stoicism, we have a responsibility to protect our health and safety, even if it means cutting ties with loved ones. Ending an abusive relationship reflects a commitment to Stoic ideals of self-respect and moral virtue. Letting go of relationships, even difficult ones, creates space for new opportunities aligned with Stoic principles of growth and resilience. Stoicism teaches that when neglect persists in a relationship, it's time to reconsider. This happens when one person constantly ignores or dismisses the other, signaling that the relationship no longer matters to both. Stoicism values mutual respect and support in relationships. Consistent neglect disrupts this balance, whether it manifests as emotional unavailability, poor communication, or a failure to prioritize the relationship. No matter how neglect appears, it reflects a lack of respect for the connection. Patience in relationships means understanding that they require work and commitment from both sides. However, neglect shows that these essential elements are not being nurtured or sustained. This imbalance leaves one person carrying the weight of the relationship, leading to dissatisfaction. Stoic principles encourage putting your health and happiness first, building relationships that support personal growth and well-being. Persistent neglect in a relationship obstructs the pursuit of virtue and happiness. It erodes trust, breaks emotional bonds, and hampers both individuals' paths toward fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us to recognize when a relationship is no longer beneficial, even if it means letting go of long-standing ties with family or friends. Embracing Stoic wisdom allows us to face the reality of chronic neglect and make thoughtful decisions to prioritize well-being. Growth and personal progress are essential aspects of Stoicism. The philosophy urges us to strive for virtue, reason, and self-improvement by focusing on what we can control and ensuring our actions align with our values and goals. In relationships, Stoicism encourages evaluating any connection that hinders growth, even if it involves close family or friends. The Stoic principle of growth alignment stresses the need to assess relationships based on their impact on your development. If a relationship consistently undermines your growth or distracts you from your goals, it may no longer be serving you. Stoic teachings promote cultivating inner strength by prioritizing health, happiness, and relationships that foster well-being. Ending a relationship, especially one with someone you care about, is emotionally challenging. However, Stoicism provides a clear and rational framework for making these decisions. By evaluating how well a relationship aligns with your beliefs, goals, and path to growth, you can determine if it supports or obstructs your progress toward virtue. Stoicism also teaches the importance of accepting what is beyond our control, including relationship dynamics. While ending a relationship may cause sadness or grief, Stoic philosophy urges us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By doing so, we can navigate the complexities of relationships with calm and clarity, putting our well-being first and fostering connections that reflect our values and goals. Stoicism offers a framework for recognizing when a relationship no longer supports growth and well-being. Living by Stoic principles requires setting boundaries in relationships to protect your well-being and growth. Stoicism, which emphasizes virtue, reason, and self-control, also stresses inner peace, particularly during challenges. However, maintaining peace of mind shouldn't come at the expense of staying in toxic or harmful relationships. Setting boundaries is a key part of safeguarding emotional and mental health. By defining what's acceptable in a relationship, you show independence and self-respect. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, and establishing boundaries is a tangible way of applying this principle. While severing ties with loved ones is never easy, it may be necessary for personal growth and happiness. Stoicism urges us to live in accordance with our values and principles. If a relationship consistently violates those values or hinders your development, it may be time to reconsider its place in your life. Now let's dive into the concept of productive vengeance. This is all about transforming negative experiences and failures into motivation for personal growth and success. Imagine this as a race, not just against the challenges in the world, but also against your former self. The first step is to create what I call the list of great. Envision the person you aspire to be, the best version of yourself. What qualities does this person possess? How do they behave? Take some time to really reflect on these questions. For instance, this ideal version of you might resist short-term distractions when important tasks need your attention. They might shoulder others' burdens without giving in to immediate temptations. This person manages their emotions instead of letting them take control. Next, put these reflections into a tangible list. Jot down all the admirable qualities and accomplishments that characterize this ideal self. Keep this list somewhere visible. Whenever you stray from your path, it will remind you to refocus. Use it as a tool for continuous improvement on your journey to becoming a better person. Remember the wisdom of Stoic philosopher Epictetus. Say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This journey is about becoming that great person by consistently acting in ways that reflect the qualities on your list. Over time, you'll see changes. Your character will grow stronger, your determination will deepen, and you'll take control of your life story. So, embrace this journey with commitment and prepare for an incredible comeback. To achieve the most significant comeback of your life, harness the power of Stoic resilience. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what we can control while letting go of what we can't. This mindset is crucial for navigating the turbulent waters of major life changes. First, identify what aspects of your life you can change: your actions, thoughts, and reactions to life's events. Then, practice releasing what's beyond your control, like others' opinions, unchangeable circumstances, or past events. Stoic resilience is more than just getting through tough times. It's about viewing challenges as integral parts of your journey and using them to fortify your character. Remember, challenges are opportunities for growth, not obstacles. Reflect on Epictetus's insight. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Journaling, meditating, and daily self-reflection can help cultivate inner peace, clarity, and focus. Essential qualities for anyone aiming for a significant comeback. At every step, establishing structure and discipline will help you navigate external chaos. The Stoic mindset emphasizes that true power comes from how we respond to our inner experiences, not from external circumstances. By adopting this perspective, you can create a powerful, fulfilling comeback in today's fast-paced world. Never underestimate the impact of a solid support network. Picture yourself on this challenging journey, surrounded by individuals who believe in your goals and support your vision. Teachers, friends, family, or like-minded people from various communities. This group not only provides emotional support, but also valuable feedback and fresh perspectives. The people you surround yourself with profoundly influence your thoughts and actions. Consider joining or creating groups that resonate with your objectives. Whether it's a business network, a local club, or an online community, share your journey, listen to others, and build connections that encourage mutual growth. As you embark on your journey toward your biggest comeback, remember that both mental and physical discipline are vital. Mental discipline keeps your focus on your goals. Cultivate a growth-oriented mindset that sees challenges as learning opportunities rather than obstacles. Physical discipline matters too. Take care of your body with regular exercise, healthy eating, and adequate rest. A healthy body supports a strong mind. Exercise builds resilience, discipline, and endurance. Treat your daily routine as an intricate fabric woven from work, exercise, rest, and personal growth. Stick to this routine with dedication, as it forms the foundation for the energy and habits you need for a successful comeback. As Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." Every aspect of discipline, mental or physical, can be broken down into actionable steps that guide you toward your comeback. We often seek happiness externally, but Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Happiness isn't a prize to be won or a destination to reach. It's something we create ourselves by altering how we perceive and engage with the world. To be truly free, we must take charge of our thoughts, emotions, and actions while letting go of what we cannot change. Consider how often we let external factors like the weather affect our mood. You can choose to enjoy life even during challenging times, whether you dance in the rain or let the downpour dampen your spirits. The choice is yours. This concept applies to all aspects of life. Stoics remind us that life is filled with beautiful moments, rainy days, and everything in between. While we can't control the weather, we can choose our reactions. Do we let difficulties weigh us down, or do we find ways to rise above them? Acknowledging that this isn't easy is crucial. It requires daily effort. Stoicism helps us become more aware of our reactions and shifts our mindset from passive waiting for happiness to actively creating it. Next time you find yourself waiting for happiness to arrive, ask yourself, what can I change right now? What can I do to bring joy into my life? Being grateful for small blessings, finding joy in everyday moments, and choosing to smile, even when it's tough, can shift your perspective. The Stoics viewed life as a series of fleeting moments. They believed that every emotion, happiness and sadness, is temporary. This isn't a negative viewpoint. Rather, it liberates us. It teaches us to savor every moment as it's all we truly have. So embrace the joyful times and appreciate them fully. Stoics would urge you to not just enjoy these moments, but to value them for what they are, precious gifts that won't last forever. And when things don't go as planned, remember that difficulties are part of life. Here's where Stoic wisdom shines brightest, offering steadiness and resilience even during tough times. Just like joyful moments, hardships are temporary and will pass. This perspective empowers you. Imagine facing life's challenges with the knowledge that they are not permanent. This doesn't minimize their reality, but reframes how you approach them. It's about being strong through storms, knowing the sun will shine again. As seasons change, so do our lessons, each bringing its own beauty and trials. Everything in life evolves. Understanding and accepting this allows for a more confident, fulfilling existence. Keep this Stoic principle in mind the next time you encounter ups and downs. Embrace change. It'll help you appreciate good times more and face tough ones with strength, knowing they are part of a dynamic journey. Ultimately, it's not about the challenges we face, but how we respond to them. Stoicism encourages us to stop lamenting our circumstances and start taking action to improve our journey. It's a call to embrace all aspects of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and to lead a meaningful existence, regardless of the challenges we face. This philosophy becomes especially relevant in difficult times when solutions seem elusive. Stoicism teaches us to view problems as opportunities for growth. You are the artist of your own life, and every challenge is a chance to create something beautiful. What matters most is how you choose to shape your experiences. We are encouraged to take responsibility for our lives and move beyond a victim mentality. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we may not control everything that happens, but we can always choose our responses. Do we let life's unfairness defeat us, or do we rise above it, growing stronger and kinder? Living this way leads to genuine satisfaction, not because life is fair, but because we align our actions with our values. We become less reliant on external circumstances and more engaged in actively shaping our lives and identities. Let's embrace this challenging truth and find strength in adversity. Instead of giving up when faced with unfairness, let's accept it and use it as fuel to create meaningful lives. Ultimately, it's our courage, resilience, and principles that matter most on this journey. Taking risks is vital for growth and fulfillment. Stoicism teaches that life is inherently uncertain, and while we can't predict outcomes, we shouldn't let that uncertainty hold us back. Accepting that doubt is part of life frees us to focus on what we can control: our choices, actions, and willingness to embrace the unknown. Consider this: every major advancement, every love story, and every innovation started with someone taking a chance. Not every risk leads to success, but Stoicism reminds us that the effort itself is valuable. We often discover our resilience and potential through these risks. So, what does it mean to take a risk? Courage doesn't mean being unafraid. It's about pushing forward despite fear. Listen to that inner voice that asks, "What if?" And don't let the fear of failure stop you. This could be about expressing your feelings, changing careers, or standing up for something you believe in. Stoicism shines in these moments, balancing courage with wisdom. It encourages thoughtful consideration of choices while ultimately urging action. According to the Stoics, inaction is a risk too. The risk of stagnation, of missing out on what could have been. You can start small if the stakes feel high. Take a risk in some area of your life. Focus less on potential outcomes and more on the experience of stepping out of your comfort zone. And what in Stoicism, being positive, isn't about ignoring reality or putting on a fake smile. It's about holding on to hope and optimism, even during tough times. It involves finding chances for growth in every situation and concentrating on the good that may come from it. Stoicism recognizes that we will experience sadness, anger, and frustration, but it teaches us not to let these feelings define or control us. So, how can we adopt this mindset? The first step is to be aware of our thoughts and how they shape our emotions and actions. This means questioning unhelpful thinking patterns and replacing them with more constructive ones. each day, we should strive to align our thoughts with the life we want to lead. The aim isn't perfection, but rather personal growth, choosing to focus on what lifts us up instead of what drags us down. Building a resilient mindset that nurtures our hopes, dreams, and values is crucial. Often we find ourselves in complex relationships that can feel like mistaking a mirage for an oasis in a desert. Being around certain people should elevate and inspire you. However, many conceal their true feelings behind friendly facades or self-interest. To identify genuine friends versus those with hidden agendas, you need to tap into your intuition and awareness. It's vital to distance yourself from those who drain your emotional energy and to cultivate relationships with those who truly support and uplift you. Let's explore some subtle signs that can reveal deeper truths about human behavior, helping you foster more honest and fulfilling relationships. First, be aware of backhanded comments. People who use others for their benefit often throw subtle insults or passive-aggressive remarks, disguised as jokes or casual conversation. These undermine trust, self-worth, and self-esteem. If someone belittles your achievements or mocks your goals, they're engaging in psychological manipulation meant to sow doubt and establish control. Second, pay attention to broken promises. When someone frequently fails to keep their commitments, it indicates a disconnect between their words and actions. These individuals may be persuasive, presenting themselves as supportive while not following through, which can leave you feeling abandoned when you need help. Third, evaluate if a relationship is one-sided. Some people consistently take your time, energy, or resources without giving back. This parasitic dynamic leaves you feeling drained. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, where giving and receiving are balanced. Fourth, notice if someone routinely neglects your feelings and needs. In such cases, your well-being is often disregarded for the sake of the other person. Over time, this can erode your self-esteem and sense of worth. Fifth, watch for manipulative behavior. Some may flatter you to win your approval, then criticize you later, creating an emotional roller coaster designed to keep you reliant on their validation. Lastly, recognize when genuine support is lacking. In healthy relationships, assistance is consistent and sincere. When someone only offers empty words or half-hearted help, it reveals a focus on their needs over yours. By being aware of these patterns, you can shield yourself from unhealthy relationships and focus on building connections based on mutual respect and care. Understanding behaviors like making hurtful comments, breaking promises, or giving unearned praise can enhance your insight into relationships. This knowledge allows you to navigate interactions more successfully, fostering relationships that are genuinely beneficial to your well-being. You're about to embark on a journey to better understand human dynamics. When two people share the same desire for growth and happiness, a true connection forms. Imagine playing chess, where every move benefits you while hindering others. Someone who views relationships as a game will constantly seek to outdo you. Whether it's competing in your achievements or subtly questioning your choices, they aim to prove their superiority. This constant competition manifests in various ways. At work, they might undermine you in meetings or take credit for your ideas. In social settings, they may make you feel insignificant. In conversations, if they habitually compare their accomplishments to yours, it's a way to showcase their superiority. This behavior stems from insecurity and a distorted view of their self-worth, treating everything as a zero-sum game where one person's win equals another's loss. Being with someone who is perpetually competitive can be emotionally draining. It creates a stressful environment where real collaboration is replaced by rivalry. They won't celebrate your successes. Instead, they'll view them as threats. Recognizing this pattern helps you set boundaries and, if possible, adjust the relationship for everyone's benefit. A healthy relationship should be built on shared love and support, not an ongoing competition. This behavior resembles a tree that only offers shade when it's sunny, disappearing when clouds gather. When things are going well, they're present to enjoy the light, but when you need support, they vanish, leaving you to weather the storm alone. For these individuals, relationships serve only as tools for their benefit, with their care gauged by what they gain from the connection. Their support is superficial, offered only when it suits them. When challenges arise, like personal struggles or work setbacks, their absence becomes painfully evident. This can lead to feelings of betrayal and disappointment, eroding the trust that once formed the foundation of the relationship. If someone asks for your commitment, take a moment to reassess their role in your life. Recognizing this pattern is crucial to understanding the relationship's true nature and what the other person genuinely desires. Being there for each other through thick and thin is vital for any meaningful connection. You can distinguish between those who truly care and those who are only involved for their own gain by noting their absence during your hardest times. Visualize a scale where one side is burdened by work, sacrifices, and promises, while the other side remains light due to a lack of contributions. This illustrates a one-sided relationship where one person consistently gives time, energy, and emotion, while the other barely reciprocates. This imbalance can show up in various ways. You might always initiate conversations or make plans while the other person remains indifferent when you need support. Even when you share your experiences openly, they may show no interest or appreciation. People who focus solely on themselves in relationships often avoid reciprocation, remaining engaged only when it benefits them. This behavior undermines the foundation of healthy relationships, which thrive on shared effort and mutual support. To gauge whether your relationship is equitable, observe your interactions closely. Assess whether the efforts to nurture and grow the relationship are shared, or if you're shouldering the burden alone. An honest evaluation will clarify whether the relationship feels fair or skewed, and whether it benefits both parties or is detrimental. When the emotional investment isn't balanced, it may appear that the two people are close, but they aren't genuinely committed to growing together. By recognizing this, you can build connections rooted in honesty, mutual respect, and emotional depth. It's not merely a mistake or a momentary lapse when someone treats you poorly. It's a recurring issue that manifests differently each time. It could be through hurtful words or actions, or a blatant disregard for your feelings and boundaries. This disrespect can be subtle, like a series of small cuts, or glaring, severely impacting your self-worth. Imagine a garden where respect is the essential nourishment for growth. Without it, the relationship becomes barren, making connection and communication difficult due to the ongoing lack of care. When someone disrespects you, they may do so intentionally or unintentionally, but it leaves you feeling diminished and gives them an upper hand in a relationship that should be built on equality. This continuous lack of respect weakens the bond. When disagreements arise, they become emotional battlegrounds rather than opportunities for kindness and understanding. While some may believe respect can be restored, it's crucial to acknowledge the ongoing nature of this disrespect. This means evaluating someone's behavior as a whole rather than in isolated incidents. Respect manifests in both grand gestures and everyday actions. When someone consistently treats you poorly, they view you not as a partner, but as a means to an end. This becomes evident in small ways, like failing to express gratitude or handling conflicts poorly. Ultimately, a lack of care for your feelings signals an unhealthy and unbalanced relationship. Those who value their self-esteem and seek relationships grounded in truth and respect should be vigilant for this quality. Have you ever felt weighed down by societal pressures or trapped in a cycle of stress over things beyond your control? If so, know that you're not alone. Many of us find ourselves ensnared by the subtle but powerful fear of caring too much about what may not matter in the grand scheme of things. Take a moment to reflect. Is there a way out? Perhaps a philosophy that can help us live with a peace that is both desirable and achievable? Let's explore such a philosophy. There are 8 keys to happiness, all revolving around the idea of not caring. Stoicism provides a refuge where we can learn to let go of what doesn't matter and focus on what truly does. It's not about becoming indifferent or disrespectful. It's about learning to engage selectively, concentrating our efforts on what we can control while releasing what we cannot. Before diving deeper into the notion of not caring, it's important to clarify what we mean by Stoicism. This ancient philosophy doesn't advocate for emotional detachment from the world. Instead, it teaches us to engage selectively, deciding where to invest our concerns, energy, and feelings. For Stoics, not caring means focusing our attention on what we can control, like our thoughts, actions, and responses, while choosing not to fixate on external factors beyond our influence, such as others' opinions. This distinction is vital. It's not about becoming cold or unfeeling. Rather, it's about fostering inner peace, care, and resilience by prioritizing what we can affect. Selective engagement involves carefully choosing our battles, understanding that not every issue demands our attention or personal investment.